Charles Seed with People's Ford, and just behind me I've got the Ford Fiesta sports van, which is the perfect marriage between the Ford Fiesta driving experience and the utility and storage of a commercial van. Let's check it out. If you're at all interested in this van, then you can book online for an unaccompanied solo test drive through People's Ford. But let's get into it. Let's talk design on this Ford Fiesta sports van. So it'd be quite easy to mistake it actually for a Ford Fiesta ST line if you didn't know it was the van. So of course it's got the sporty front body all the way across. This is it in its agate black color scheme. You get a black glossy front grille. You also get the wraparound front lights. And now the one that we've got in today actually has the 18-inch machine finished wheels. The standard is 17-inch, but the one we've got in today is 18-inch, and I think the 18-inch looks awesome. So the back of this Ford Fiesta sports van, it looks nice. You have this sporty contrasting diffuser here. You've got a chrome tip around the exhaust. You also have this spoiler on the back finished in this black gloss. You also get rear fog lights, you get a reversing camera, and you get rear reversing sensors. I also quite like this chromy Fiesta finish against the black. I think it looks good. The boot space in this Ford Fiesta sports van is probably the biggest selling point for me in this van. It actually has a load capacity of 0.96 cubic meters, and I'm going to be honest, I don't think the camera angle is really giving it justice of how big it is. So I'm going to read out from the official Ford brochure here the load space. So height wise it's 923 millimeters, width wise it's 1281 millimeters, and length wise it's 1283 millimeters. But what does that actually mean to your average person buying this van? Well, it would be a perfect van and storage space for a self-employed person, a small business, someone that doesn't have a lot of tools, doesn't have a lot of heavy tools. I could see this being used for a wedding photographer. I could see it being used for a mobile dog groomer. If you're a courier, just taking small parcels to and from the depot. Great loading space, slight load lift, but nothing too major. It's really nice. And also underneath this matting here, there is a spare wheel in this van. Inside this Ford Fiesta sports van, you do feel like you're in a more premium, sporty ride. So you've got red finishes all across the seats, all across the handbrake and the gear selector. Storage-wise, well, you've got storage for your keys and your phone in here. You've got two drinks holders in the middle here. You've got a drink holder in the back as well. You've got a big glove box. You've also got sunglasses holder. Other things that you've got inside this Ford Fiesta sports van, well, you've got the steering wheel, which is a lovely lever-bound steering wheel, and it has a flat bottom. You also get electric driving dials up there, and you get this really bright and responsive touch screen. Another really useful piece of technology that is inbuilt to the Ford Fiesta sports van is its connectivity to the Ford Pass app on my phone. So all I do is when I first buy my van, I download the Ford Pass app, I scan the VIN number, which is on the front screen of the van, connect it to my phone, so that's it just connected there, and then the app gives me a bunch of really useful information. Okay, so that is me ran through all the specs of this Ford Fiesta sports van, but what is the actual driving experience like? So I'm just pulling out from our Ford Transit Center right now to give it a bit of a spin. And the first thing I want to speak about in this Ford Fiesta sports van is Ford's revolutionary EcoBoost engine. So it's a 1 litre engine and it's 3 cylinders, and it's responsive, gives great power, but most of all, it's actually really, really economical. One of the things you'll be asking yourself when you're buying a van is, you know, should I go diesel or petrol? You know, everyone thinks, you know, diesel is going to be more economical. I'm not going to be at the petrol station as much, but The way that Ford have built and tuned this engine, it runs very, very economically, so you won't be at the petrol station every other day. It also has, if I indicate here, it also has a bunch of fuel saving features. For example, it has the auto stop function for the engine, so when you're waiting at a light, it'll cut the revs, it'll cut your emissions down, and it's just things like that that really help with the economics of running this van, which is, you know, especially if you're going to be, you know, driving over long distances, driving to and from jobs, that's obviously a very big consideration. The suspension and handling setup is very similar, if not identical, to the Ford Fiesta. Now, I drive a Ford Fiesta as my personal driver, and I'm gonna be honest, I can't really tell the difference between driving that and driving this, other than, you know, the cage behind me. So it handles fantastically. Also, it's got a really nice tight turning circle, and I could really see this being a great van option for people that work in the city centre a lot and need to, you know, fit into city centre car parking spaces, because, you know, unlike a bigger van with a big bed and stuff in the back, this one is just the size of, you know, your normal Fiesta, and, you know, it's got great visibility out. You do have the rear windows blacked out, but, you know, you've got such a great back window there, and you've got great visibility around. And then the one I'm driving today has the rear reversing sensors and the rear reversing camera. The sync-free system works really, really nicely. Everything connects through. I run an Android phone, and the Android Auto on this car works super nicely. But what's my final thoughts, opinions and verdict on this Ford Fiesta sports van? Well, it's like I've been saying the entire review. You get the best attributes of the award-winning Ford Fiesta car, add a massive boot space in the back, add on to that a really nice economical Ford EcoBoost engine, lovely interiors, lovely exteriors, great driving experience, and you've got an absolute winner of a commercial vehicle and a van. And like I was saying, if you're totally interested in this Ford Fiesta sports van or any other commercial vehicle or personal vehicle, then head over to the People's Ford website or our social media channels, and you can get yourself booked into one of our solo unaccompanied test drives at any of our garages. But thank you for watching.